When the world feels like it's falling apart, when wars, crises, and fears flood your mind, is there still room for hope? The answer is yes, and today, we're going to rediscover how to cultivate joy, even in the middle of global chaos. My friend, let's be honest. We live in a time where the headlines scream fear every day. Wars, economic instability, diseases, natural disasters. Sometimes it feels like the world is spiraling out of control. And if we are not careful, this chaos can slowly steal our peace, our hope, and even our joy. But here's the good news: God's promises have never been shaken. Chaos may roar, but the Word of God remains steady, unchanging, and alive. Jesus once said in John 16 verse 33, "In this world you will have trouble. But take heart. I have overcome the world." Notice he didn't say, maybe you will have trouble. He said you will. Yet, he immediately reminds us, he has already overcome. So how do we cultivate joy when everything around us feels hopeless? First, we must shift our focus. If we spend all our time staring at the storms, we'll drown in fear. But when Peter kept his eyes on Jesus, he walked on water even in the middle of violent waves. Joy comes not from ignoring reality, but from fixing our eyes on the one who holds reality in his hands. Second, we must anchor our hearts in gratitude. Gratitude is not denial, it's declaration. It's choosing to say, yes, the world looks dark, but God, you are still good. You still provide, you still heal, you still love me. Philippians 4 verse 4 says, "Rejoice in the Lord always." I will say it again, rejoice. Notice Paul wrote that from a prison cell. If he could rejoice in chains, surely we can rejoice even in uncertainty. Third, we must encourage one another. Joy grows when shared. In Hebrews 10 verses 24 to 25, we are reminded not to give up meeting together, but to spur one another on toward love and good deeds. In a world of isolation, encouragement becomes a weapon against despair. So, maybe right now you are asking, but what if my situation doesn't change? What if chaos continues? My friend, joy is not the absence of storms, it is the presence of Christ in the storm. True joy says, even if the fig tree does not blossom, even if there are no grapes on the vine, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. This is not blind optimism. This is faith. This is resilience. This is the joy that no crisis can steal. So don't give up. Don't let headlines dictate your hope. Don't let fear define your future. Lift your eyes. Look at Jesus. There is still hope. There is still joy. And it's available for you today. If this message lifted your spirit, let's keep spreading the light together. Hit that like button, so others can find this message. Subscribe to Aman Tampa Batters for more faith-filled encouragement every week. Share this video with someone who feels like giving up. And in the comments, write, "There is still hope in Jesus," as a declaration of faith. Remember, hope shines brightest in the darkest night. Don't give up yet, the story isn't over.